Welcome to CSL TV, and I just hope you guys having a beautiful, blessed day. We about to get into some news, and as always, you know it's mostly bad, but I will try to find some good. But before I get into this content, I'd like it if you guys could help me out by subscribing to the channel. And the best thing about subscribing to the channel, you'll be doing a good deed, and it costs you nothing because it's free. Like the video, comment down below what made you want to watch CSL TV, because the feedback helped me create this content to you guys in different ways instead of just the same old regular degular. And if you have a social media platform, I appreciate it if you share me on your social media platform so people know what we do over here at CSL TV. And then just a review, reaction channel, as well as an information channel. Hopefully I'm giving you guys the info first. But I don't want to make this intro too long, so you guys have a really great day. Let's get it.
Up here when you didn't have fucking shit to do with the goddamn shit. Fuck you too.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Give me my goddamn money so I can get the fuck out of here.
What?
Give me my goddamn money so I can get the fuck out of here.
Wait, please.
God damn it. Shit. How the fuck y'all not understand the difference between sausage patties and fucking bacon? Thank you, my ass. Get the fuck out of my face, poop out. I do too. I want my money. That's all I want.
Oh boy, now, all I gotta say is, for him to be that pissed off, acting highly irate over some poor pig stinking ass bacon in front of his little kid, his daughter, that let me know that he ain't got no common sense. Because why would you be displaying all this anger in front of her, teaching her stupid shit? Like, as a parent, as an adult, you should always try to stir away from the negativity that you show and display to your kids, because that can influence them to be that way. Negative, always aggressive towards things that's not that big of a deal. Excuse me. And I'm sorry, bacon, sausage, or whatever the fuck he was tripping about was not that big of a deal. If anything, he should be happy they didn't give it to him, because that shit slowly killed people. Even though, you know, a lot of people love bacon. I hate the smell of pork bacon. I hate the smell of that shit. It hurts my nerves so bad because it just have like a poison smell to it, and that's what you put in your body. Again, I feel bad for the people who have to deal with his negative attitude and how aggressive he was over some stinking ass bacon, you know. But hopefully you guys don't be like this guy, where things don't go right and you just show an ass, or I shouldn't say show an ass, become an asshole is what I'm really trying to say.
This story from an airplane shows how insane air travel has become. It all went down on an American Airlines flight from Mexico to LA. A passenger was told by a flight attendant that he wasn't allowed to use the first class bathroom. He did not like that answer, according to a guy seated in first class.
Once he started screaming at him, the flight attendant just turned around, and I think he was going to go and do something, but as he turned around and walked away, the guy jumped up out of his seat and bolted down the middle.
The passenger then makes his way down the first class aisle and sucker punches the flight attendant in the back of the head. The passenger then scurries back to his seat as multiple passengers get up to restrain the guy. Along with another flight attendant, they bind his hands and feet in zip ties and park him in a seat, and the guy was arrested as soon as the plane landed. The FAA says that 2021 was the worst year on record for unruly air passengers. And earlier this year, the agency made its zero tolerance policy against unruly passengers permanent, which can include serious fines and jail time.
I really need a...
The 33-year-old passenger who carried out the attack now faces up to 20 years in federal prison. And if he ends up in jail, he better learn how to share a tiny toilet.
And here we go to talk about somebody who are probably struggling for mental health, because why would you sucker punch somebody, for one? Two, definitely a flight attendant, a stewardess. You know what I'm saying? You can get your dumb ass kicked off the plane for that, and now you done missed out on your destination or wherever you was headed. But not only do you miss out on that, now you facing up to 20 years in federal prison, and from what I heard, you do every little bit of your time served. So that's where you gotta ask yourself, cause I asked myself, I could never sucker punch somebody. Definitely some shit like this that's probably was dumb nonsense, and he just, had a baby attitude and made it a bigger one and took the shit a whole nother way. But I feel bad for people who can't control their anger because they feel that they are deserved or entitled to certain things or certain stuff. And it's like, you know what? You shouldn't be that. You shouldn't be that. If you that tough, I feel fucking man up and do a one-on-one. Let them know. Don't do no sneak ass attack on some sucker shit, because for the simple fact, what if he was one of those guys who was about that life and didn't even say nothing? It was like, all right, I'm gonna catch you on the rebound, and now you fucked up, or possibly two people fucked up on some really dumb shit. That is what kills me about a lot of people. We create our own problems.
Kind of laid across me, put his head across my chest at that point.
What was he doing with his head?
Pardon me?
What did it appear to you he was doing with his head? What was he trying to do?
Like he was listening to my heart, because at a point he told me he was going to eat my heart at that point.
After killing and horribly mutilating 17 men and boys, Jeffrey Dahmer gained a reputation as one of the most twisted psychopaths in history. But one man, named Tracy Edwards, managed to fight Dahmer off and live to tell the tale. This is his story. Posing as a professional photographer, Dahmer met Edwards in a bar and offered him $100 to accompany him to his house and take nude photographs. Shortly after entering his home, which smelled like rotting human flesh, Dahmer handcuffed Edwards and held a knife to his throat. But unfortunately for Dahmer, his intended victim began to make an escape plan as soon as he arrived. Edwards offered to take his clothes off if Dahmer would take off his handcuffs and put the knife away. According to Edwards, Dahmer then placed his head on Edwards' chest, told him that he intended to eat his heart. Eventually, Edwards convinced his captor that he would not run away. Edwards was allowed to sit in the living room with a beer, and Dahmer removed his handcuffs. This was Edwards' only chance to defeat the serial killer and escape with his life. Dahmer stopped concentrating on his prisoner for a split second, and Edwards punched him in the face, running out of the front door and screaming for help. After 5 harrowing hours in the serial killer's home, Edwards escaped and got the attention of 2 Milwaukee police officers. Dahmer actually invited the officers into his home and admitted to putting the handcuffs on Edwards. The first disturbing clue came when one of the cops found a full box of photos under Dahmer's bed. The photos contained unthinkable images of dismembered bodies in various states of decay. The officers proceeded to find 7 human skulls, 4 severed heads, and a bag of human organs around Dahmer's home. They promptly placed him under arrest, and the psychopath confessed to the murders, refused a lawyer at his trial, and was sentenced to 16 consecutive life sentences. As for Tracy Edwards, the only Jeffrey Dahmer survivor, his life deteriorated after his traumatizing escape from the clutches of one of the most horrible monsters in history. According to his defense attorney, Paul Kaczynski, Edwards spiraled into a pattern of drinking and drug abuse. Tragically, he dropped off the map, unable to hold a job or find reliable housing. And although he escaped murder on that fateful day, Edwards never managed to escape from his trauma.